All right, we are in the Pebble Beach 18-hole cup. We're on the back nine. We're in practice. This is a practice scouting report. I don't have any pictures. Tommy's site doesn't have any pictures up, and so here we go. I'm just going to go out and play them so we can see what they look like. Hole number 10. Look at hole number 1. All right, I guess they do. I guess they are different. I guess we do have 18 holes here. Looks pretty straightforward. This little area here where the little S is at is going to be the issue spot. So let's check it out. I'm going to play with my number 1 bag, and I got a Titan chosen. Let's get on it. I'm not doing any extra variables. I'm just playing wherever I'm at in my club, divided by the wind divided by wherever I'm at in my club, so we can see if we're getting blown off on any of the spots. So far I haven't seen, even the ones there were some on the front that were really downhill, and didn't seem like we had to do big adjustments on them. So we'll see if that holds as the week goes on. I do see a lot of those par 4s on the front that if you're trying to go for it to really get to the pin, going for the hole-in-one, that you could find yourself in a little bit of trouble. But a lot of these, instead of trying to get on the green, because it's green, fringe, rough, is just trying to get right here in front and just chip it up and not try and get greedy with it. This hole right here, even though like where they're at, let's see how far that rolls out. Some of these holes, if you've got mid-level clubs, this might be a spots to bring out a big topper. I know you're not hitting as far as raw distance, but with the top spin, and that right there is perfect. Perfect. Just trying to go right down the middle. I'm going to be just a little higher. It looks like it's going to fall off to the right. 2.5 divided by 1.2 should be 2.1. 2.08, but who's counting? Perfect. Perfecto. Let's see how far we can roll out down there. Very nice. Very nice. Because we don't have any fair, literally it's green, fringe, rough. You do not want to roll onto the green with any speed. These greens seem pretty slick. It's bent grass. They went out there and rolled it out, so they're really, really, really running hot. And we could go for hole-in-one on some of these. We've got the shot, but the whole deal is don't get blindsided. Just go get your eagle. That's all you need. Now I'm right at that distance where wind could be a factor, so I'm going to start off on this side of the flagpole, on the right-hand side of the flagpole. Perfect. And we'll see if it pushes me to the other side. And I hit it. And I hit it a little bit on the left side, so it did move me over a little, but not much. That's one of those areas where if you hit it great to the right from right there, you'd probably still go in, but if you hit it great to the left, it could be sketchy. Especially if you were aiming right at the flagpole. So if you're at that distance, so when you're at that, you can get close enough to it where if you aim right at the flagpole, you hit it great to the left or the right if you're using a rapier, and it'll still go in. But you get it just a little bit farther back, and the wind here was going that direction. If you started right at the flagpole and you hit it great to the left and it pushed it over to this side, that great to the left will put you on the outside of the cup. So you can hedge your bet and start off on this side. The deal there is that you're at the right distance. If you hit it great to the right, you might end up right here if wind wasn't playing a factor. But since it pushed me back over to the flagpole, I think a great to the left or the right would have worked. trying to hedge your bets when you're on close shots like that, and at least give yourself a little more room on one side. You may not be able to pick up both sides, but I don't hit perfect all the time, and I think that I'm probably like the average person that's out there. I mean, you get some of those people that hit perfect every single time, but I'm not one of them. Another par 4. Look at that. Another par 4. Let's practice. Here we go. Have no idea what they look like. We're just going to go play them. I'll have to log into my odd account. Is it, like normally we start these 9-hole cups on Thursday and Friday, but it seems like it was on Wednesday. I'll have to look. I wasn't paying attention, but on Wednesday I may play my odd account and get a free practice round, so I don't have to buy any practice tokens. I think the motorcycles are out there gonna race each other at the light. This one might be a little, well, my opponent's got a 0 power ball, so perfect. Perfecto. In the sand. Perfect. That was a perfect shot into the sand. No hesitation. I like the sand here. At least it's got a little bit of movement to it. I'm just wondering if we couldn't come up here and try and do a rough bump out. And it looks like it comes screaming out of there. Could do that rough bump right there. That sand trap is just like right in the freaking way. I actually kind of like that rough bump right there, and that looks like it might be dangerous as hell. Let's try it. 4.2 divided by 1.2. It's 3.5 rings if we did it straight up. There's 3.5 rings. And a perfect. See if we can catch that rough right there on a second bounce rough bump. We'll see what the wind does with us. That was a titch of an overpull. Wind being straight back, like maybe taking just a titch off of that. That's a technical term, titch. That's like 5%, 10%. 7.5%, I guess, is a titch. 5% is just 5. 5% is just a very little. 10%. Minus 10 is, that's normal. Minus 5 is a little. And just a titch is 0.75. If you're using the app, that'd be 5% minus 1. That might be the way to go at it right there, is to do that. And it looked like you did have a shot at it. Hitting it perfect. Perfecto. In the hole, right where I was aiming. I was aiming on that side of the flagpole, and that's where I hit. Perfect. Man, this is going to be a monstrously low-scoring tournament. Because I'm not bringing out anything special, and they seem like they're pretty. Pretty much every par 4 we've looked at so far. I didn't get a shot on hole number 1 because I timed out on the first shot to take the second one just to look at the setup, and it wouldn't let me switch back over to my driver. It started me off with a wood. I thought maybe they had changed that so you couldn't sit there and do exactly what I was doing, but I did it on another hole later, and they did let me pull my driver out. So, par 3. I have no idea about these par 3, so let's look at it. And even if they make me hit it off the ground, I'm still going to get to start off with whatever club. Pebble Beach. Registered trademark of Pebble Beach. Here we go. Getting out on the course. Playing some golf clash. There's a rough bump here. It might be the type of rough bump I don't like, though. I prefer when we're doing these types of rough bumps, like this type of rough bump right here, if the ground's flat. But if it's rolled over and goes into the sand and it's got this roll to it, it's really dangerous because you really want to hit it up on the flat part, and then you're really pressing your luck. Talk about G-string. But that looks like it's fairly flat. Although I will say that they're rolled over. The rough air is like this, and it's rolled over before it gets to the... And so if you hit in those little wedges, it could be a problem. My opponent did the rough bump. They did. I have no idea if there's a variable here, so we're just going to try it. Let's see what we got here. There's max. There's min. I'm at minimum sniper. And we don't really have to do the rough bump. We got plenty of opportunities here. But there is a beautiful little rough bump right there. Beautiful. I like these kind of rough bumps. You got lots of room. Is that mid? That is mid. So it's 4.5 divided by 1.1. 4.1 rings. There's 4-1. If I can get it off. Not likely. Not likely. Not likely. Well, we know where we're going to go now, so we know it's a mid club. And that was with a 3 power ball. If I switch to a lower power ball, let's see what it looks like with a navigator. There's max. There's max. There's min. There's mid. Man, I'm still eking mid club with a navigator. Three, 2.72. Let's round that to 275. 275. Exactly. Perfect. Now let's see if we needed to make an adjustment here. It either hit really fat. Which way's the wind blowing? The wind might have pushed me back a little bit from where I set up. You might want to play. I played it at mid, but if you played it at 1-to-1, which is at max club, even though you're more towards mid, then you're adding on 10%. That might have been a better way to go at it. There's definitely possibilities there. I mean, if you don't like doing the rough bump, there is a really nice just bounce over shot at it and run up. Very nice. Another par 4. Look at all the par 4s here. Seems like I'm gonna have to go look at the course to see, count it all up, but normally there are 6 par 3s, 6 par 4s, 6 par 5s. But we definitely have a lot more par 4s here. And I know that there was not as many par 3s, but lots of par 4s. There's a course not too far from my house that has a lot of par 4s, and there's some monster par 4s. Yeah, and that's with a low power ball. Look at how far I can get up there. I wonder what happens when you come down. Let's see what goes on here when we bring out a bigger side spin ball. Can we get it going in the right direction? We can. There's 3 top spin. I'll put on 3.5. And if I go this way, it's going to move it. Is it going to move it? It's the +6 mark with a 2 power ball. Let's see if it'll let me go back to my driver on this. That's at the +6 with a 2 power ball, 3.5 topspin. Because once again, I'm not sure that we really want to try and really go, like, there's no shame in getting an eagle on this hole by laying it up in front and not risking rolling off the back of these greens, because there's no place to go. I mean, if you roll off the green, you're in the rough. I mean, that's going to end up in the rough. Fringe rough. This is one of those things that distance is not going to help you. 3 side spin, 3.5 top spin, +6 mark. I like that better. +6 mark, right down the middle. 4.5, 3.75 rings. There's 3.75, right back to the red line. Isn't it perfect? We'll see if it's going to blow us off. We're going to find out right here whether or not we needed to make an adjustment. Right? No, that's right down the middle. That's like right where I was aiming. I definitely want to put on at least another half tick of topspin. And maybe just a slight bit of right hand curl, like rubbing up against the nubs. Maybe getting fresh with the nubs and rolling it all the way back to the circle, to the inside edge of the circle. Not that this is a super long chip, but this is definitely the distance of a chip that you're going to get caught up in the wind. The wind will play a factor with it, but if you're a little bit closer. Another easy hole. I mean, damn, all these par 4s we're going to have to get. We cannot end up in the rough. Now, I know every single one of my opponents so far has hit out of the rough and made it into the cup, but you don't want to press your luck on that. Now, this might be a little bit... let me make sure I switch the ball. Back in the saddle again. The king of balls. That's right. Here we go. Don't make me start singing. Give me an opponent. I will do it. I will. Bernie. All right, this is pretty straightforward. I'm going to start off. I want to look at where this shot down here is compared to the rough here. So I want to leave myself 2 rings of separation, and that's about a ring. So, like giving yourself a little bit of room, but we want to try and get as much distance as we can, so we don't want to pull it back to the +10 mark. 4.5, 372. That's the same wind I had last time. There's 372. Hitting it perfect. We'll have to see where that put me as far as club, because I'm not sure, like, even if I'd have brought out a bigger ball, you're at the very end of your run down here, and then trying to make a curve at the very end of your run. It's always good when you can make the curve at, like, here's where your apex is, and you're trying to make the curve from there. But when you're trying, your ball's been going like this, and then you want your ball to make a curve at the very end, it usually doesn't work out very good. And it's not really worth trying to get any more distance down there unless it puts you in a different club. So we'll have to see where it puts us as far as club goes. This looks like it's going to be long iron range. And it is. There's minimum long iron. There's max. There's mid. So I'm about mid. Medium, or excuse me, minimum. Nice little rough bump. Nice. Hey. What is minimum? Grizzlies 1.3. So 3.1 divided by 1.3. 2.38. We'll say 2.4 rings. 2 full. Hitting it perfect. I won't be surprised here if it ends up, and it did push me back. Just, I know that made it in, but go back and rewind the video right there, and here's the green and here's the sand and here's the rough. I was kind of and it seemed like it pushed me back. That wind pushed me back a little bit. I'm not sure we wouldn't take the wind out and then maybe push it forward just like a quarter of a ring. I'll have to go back and look at that. Maybe that was exactly where I aimed it, but it did look like it was a little bit closer to the sand than where I was at. Normally on shots like that, I like to, if the rough is this big, I like to set myself up dead center in the middle. So if you do make a little bit of a bad adjustment, you got a little bit of wiggle room as opposed to being right up against it where you over pull it. It's always good when you're doing these to give yourself plenty of room. I know that you watch a lot of people who make content and they're like, you know, see this blade of grass right here? You want to be the outside of your white ring on that blade of grass, and you want to be 2 blades of grass from this ring, and you want to set it up in this, and then you got to put this much on it, and that's the only way in the world that'll ever go in the hole if you do it exactly like that. No, here's what the deal is. They made it like that once, and they went back and went, okay, that's how we can make it. And then now they have a thing, so that's how they want everybody else to do it. And they give you a half, or they'll go, here's the rough, and here's the fairway, and you need to be a 16th of a ring away from this. Here's the center of your ball guide, and we want you to be 1/16th of a ring away from that, and 2 blades of grass, and then that's the only way you can make it. And that's all BS. Give yourself room. If you hit perfect every time, then go for this. But if you do not hit perfect every time, give yourself some room. We'll take the Albie though. And I just did a straight up shot there. There wasn't any other adjustment, no add-on. It was just where I was at in my club. And that's it. All right. Here we go. Practice now. What do we got now? Another par 4. And this one looks pretty much like 3 or 4 of the other ones that we've played. You get on a lot of these big championship style golf courses, and when you're out in the fairway, I can tell you, I've walked some really big primo courses, and you walk the fairways, and the fairways, if you play golf, you know, I walked the Masters on several occasions, and I will tell you, I think I could do good in the fairway. But when you get on the green, those greens are brutal. With the elevation changes on the green and the movement and the tiers, and the fairway stuff looks like, you know, like that's doable, but the greens are brutal. And this course right here, I mean, as far as the fairways look like they're pretty doable, but I could be wrong. Bigger power ball, you wouldn't have to do any overpower because there is no room. If you hit that green a little bit too hot, it's green, rough. Because that fringe ain't doing nothing to slow your ball down. I want him to hit it perfect. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Now, I will say the fringe did something to slow him down there, but look at the angle. Come on. Give me a break. I know somebody went, well, the fringe just slowed him down right there. You're right. It did. Couple top spin, and I had pulled back from the red line. I'm going to pull back even more. I'm going pull back to? Where can I pull back to? It gives me 2 away from that. I'm 2 rings away from that rough. Not 2 topspin, might be too much. I'm going to do a little less than, I'm going to do like 1.5. And it is 3.9 divided by 1.2. 3.25 rings. There's 3.25. If I can get it off in time. Not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell. We know what we're doing now, though. I was really paying attention to that one bounce that's on the other side of that sand with a headwind. If we get there, if we do need to add a variable on it, that bounce was pretty close. Okay, that is impossible. Once it spins around that, it's caught in the gravity well of the hole. That's why it's spinning around, and it would fall into the hole. It wouldn't bounce out unless it was a reverse funnel. So once again, see, this is what I was talking about. This is what they did on the one hole. How am I in the rough? I didn't hit the ball. See, how does that happen? I timed out. How did it end? Now my opponent's not going to let me practice it. Or are they? No. No, it's because I was going against a replay right there. All right. Now I'm going to be in a wood. I am in a wood, though. That is the shot that I was earlier. Let's go for it. Let's you know. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. We'll just throw the ball out there. I'll have to go practice this hole again. All right. You're going to get bonus content right here. That was BS. That's exactly what happened to me on hole number 1. I timed out. I didn't take a shot. And so why did they put me in the rough? Practice now. Hole number 15. We will practice it one more time. Here we go. And we'll have to be quick about it this time, because I have no idea why they're doing that. One other hole I timed out. Hole number 1, it did that to me, and then one of the holes later on the front, I timed out, and then it let me go back to my club, back to the driver. And then here it put me in the rough. That's BS play, Demick. All right. 2.16 rings. I was 2 rings off. I had a little less than 2 topspin, because it looked like it was going in there hot. I'm going to do 1.5. $2.16. There's 2. Isn't it perfect? Let's see where that second bounce hits. Right where my opponent was at earlier. I might want to try and set that up so that I'm a little, instead of being out here, move it a little bit more to the left. And a 3-sidespin ball would help. Kingmaker would help, so that you're going more down the lane onto the green as opposed to skirting that. And it would pull you away from this, so your bounce in this area is not so close. From the Pro Tee, you're definitely going to have to hit on the other side of that and see what it does when it gets on the green. It looks like, is there a backboard? There is a little, not much, but a little. We'll see if we can get that in. Perfect. In the hole. In the hole. I'm at a hotel, so I can't scream too loud. People might start calling the front desk going, "What? I think the guy's in trouble." I've lived in these types of extended stay. This is not an extended. The extended stay hotels are. I personally would not stay in an extended stay hotel, but I've stayed in hotels that are like that are for people that are going to stay for weeks or months. So many times that I'm a platinum member for life. My wife likes it. Practice now. What is this hole? Another par 4. Am I seeing a trend here? Hole number 16. Was hole number 15? Hole number 15. Are these holes starting to look alike? Like they ran out of ideas, so they just put the sand traps in different areas? I'm sure that there's a beautiful golf course out in the golf course, but the one thing I am excited about here is that at least you can see the other holes when we're playing. We're not just playing out there where it's like one line. This is how it looks like in golf classes. They just have a line of holes like this. But normally places have some property and they've got holes ran around, and you got to do it. And you can see other holes from where you're at. It's really good because you can tell like which way the wind's blowing. You can get the scorecard and look on the back at the course layout, and you can see like how the wind's blowing across the course of the holes. That would be where they really make the game fun, where they go, hey, this week the winds are going to be blowing from the southeast. And you can look at the layout of the course and go, okay, hey, on these holes we're going to have tailwinds, and on these holes we're going to have headwinds, and like you could really kind of plan out and strategize how you were going to play it. Usually if we go on vacation, I play golf on some course, I do that. I'll get there, I'll get them to send me a scorecard before we get there, and I've already looked at the course. I've already got a plan of attack. Man, this hole you could go for. Where am I seeing where my second bounce is? Where is that bounce? And you could go for this. I'm going to go for it because we know what that looks like up there in the front. I'm going to go for it and see like what that does. Let's take out the wind. Hitting it perfect. We'll see how that was max topspin, so we'll see how much too much topspin that was. Not enough. Bigger ball though, you could get over there. And I didn't need that much more. It seemed like I had max topspin on there, but I'll have to go back and look and see if I pulled some of it off. I thought I had it all on there, but I might have taken some of it off. But if you could clip that rough right there, you might be in the money. Because getting to where my opponent's at, it's not that big a deal. Although I think my opponent hit it a little bit too far because they're too damn close to that tree. Like you'd want to hit it a little bit shy of that. And you do have a great shot, obviously, from there because my opponent just made it. But there's nothing wrong with trying to get on. Let's see if I run my topspin, how far I can get, how close I can get. Right on the inside edge. Or outside edge. Inside edge. Hitting it perfect. Just a bit outside. Just a bit. That one might be like hole number one. That one's going to be a little bit tougher. We won't be able to like get right up off the green unless we went for something big like that. I think statistically we'd probably be better to lay it up where my opponent was, and so we could standardize that shot as opposed to trying to go for it. But if you have a collection of precision balls, that might not be a bad spot. That might not be a bad area to go for it, but I still think statistically, like over the long haul, if you knew what the adjustment was from where my opponent shot, that it's super easy to get down there. You don't have to do anything special. You just get down into that area and you take your shot. That you'd probably make more from there than you would trying to get over. And you wouldn't have to bring out anything special. Practice now. Hole number 17. The par 3. The par 3. I haven't had very many par 3s. Maybe if I can get an opponent. Maybe. I had to shoot the first one and I had to upload it before I could shoot the second one because I didn't have enough, there wasn't enough internet juice to play and upload at the same time. Gives everybody an opportunity to watch the one that I just uploaded. A par 3 ball with the thorn. Now, once again, that is a shot with this. Man, that was a big pull for a 1.3 wind. There's a lot of movement coming up to it where you're going down that hill, so we'll have to see what that looks like. I'm going to try, my opponent did the backspin. Let's see what, there's max. There's min. There's mid. I'm at mid club, so it's 2.3 per ring. So 2.6 divided by 2.3 is 1.13 rings. Here's 1.13 exactly. Perfect. Perfect. Needed to do a little extra. Maybe like a 0.1. Well, even with that small win, if I'd have did 1.1 times, it'd have been 1.24, so like a 10%. With that low a wind, it was a 10%, but let me check something out here. If we had a 4.6 mile an hour, let's say we had a 4.5 mile an hour wind, that'd be 215. If we didn't do the one, it'd be 195, so it'd be 0.2. So at some point we'd have to up it up. It might be better to do plus 10. There you have it. Practice now. We're on hole number 18, the big par 5, the last one. Another straightforward looking hole. Now I'm sure on some of these holes you could bring out something big to try and get down there, but I'm not sure. Once again, we're in that spot where our apex of our shot's going to be like in here, and we're trying to get around a bend at the very end of our shot, and it's really hard to do that. You can change your direction when you're in the middle of your shot trying to change your direction, but when you get down here, your shot's going where it's going to go. Hey there, Mr. Ball. We want you to get like 3/4 of the way down the shot, and we want you to make a left. Now, if you brought out a bigger power ball, and it's not going to let me do the deal, but if you brought out a bigger power ball, like where's your apex, you might, because you get your second bounce over there, you might be able to pick up a little bit of distance, but I don't think that's worth the juice, because you don't want to get behind that tree. You really want to kind of leave yourself out here in the open. I'm going to pull back to the +3 mark. I'm going to put on 4 topspin. 2.5, that's about 2 rings. If I can get lined up. Dose. Perfect. I don't want to take the risk of it not letting me use my driver for the second shot. Yeah, even from right there, that tree's going to might be in my way. This might be. It could be. There's several holes in the game that I play sniper, and this might be one of those holes where you play a sniper and you lay it up out there with the sniper, and then it keeps you clear of the tree and you got a straight up shot at it with a sniper. The good news is I see this hole kicking a bunch of people's ass. Now, you can make it from there, I'm sure. And they have a fairly clear shot because the tree's out of the way. But this could be. Well, that tree's not. It is right there. Yep, it is. And do we have a rough bump underneath of the tree? So this would be Goliath territory right here if we can't reach it. No, we do have a shot underneath the tree. Where's my max? There's max out there. There's min. So I'm in min grizzly, which is 1.3. So it's 2.8 divided by 1.3. It's 2.15 rings. Oh, and I hit it great. That's the first great in a while. Just a bit outside. That is the way we'll have to play that, because that tree's going to be in our way. Unless we do the sniper deal where we just lay it up. And then that way it opens up the window so that we can play the shot from this angle and avoid the tree. But that rough bump's not a bad deal. If you've got a lower developed grizzly and it doesn't have enough topspin to get up there, although I didn't think it took that much topspin to get up there, you could use your Goliath. Your Goliath will definitely have enough topspin to get up there. There you have it. That's the 18 holes, at least a basic look at them. This is going to be a wild scoring tournament. I mean, it is going to be massively, the scores are going to be, it's really a low scoring tournament because we're in the minuses, but like you could look at the numbers and say they're high, however you want to look at it, but it's going to be we're going to have massive scores. I'm going to have to go through and look at, because of there's not, normally in Golf Clash we're used to the 6 par 3, 6 par 5, 6 par 4s, but not having that number, just go through and look at what we need to get on this, because there is a ton of those par 4s that we can get like either on or right off. I think there was only 2 of them that were layups where you'd have to do something extraordinary to get on, but you could put yourself in a really short spot with a good club. All of these holes look very, very makeable. Very makeable. All right, there you have it. That is the Pebble Beach. That's the back side of the Pebble Beach 18-hole cup. The Pebble Beach holes. Hopefully we'll see more 18-hole courses, and I really like the fact that we can see the other holes, and that we're treating it like real golf courses instead of just a line of holes or that are standalone and you have no idea what the deal is, because they could have fun with the wind and the weather and all that crap. Thanks for watching. Hopefully everybody has a great week. Let's see here. When does practice open? I haven't even looked at that. Qualification begins in 4 hours and 43 minutes. So we can start practicing on Tuesday. Is that it? So we got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Is that what's the rules here? Qualification round, 18 holes. Final round, 18 holes. There are 2 rounds to play, each with a limited number of holes to play. 18 holes each. That's it. Tiffany. Yeah, I was liking when they show that and they're like, they scored a 9 and they're in first place. Like, okay, maybe that's what you thought when the game first came out, but you should change that to the reality now that they shot 9 and they shot a 42. It does not say, maybe it does in this. Sorry, I didn't read any of the stuff on it, so let me look at it real quick here. Pebble Beach. Brand new course, Pebble Beach. Tournament announcement. Yeah. No, I would like to go in it. Is that possible? Pro-Am. It's a tough course that'll challenge the most skilled of golfers. At least from the rookie tees, it wasn't that tough of a course. Practice starts Saturday, and then the first qualifying round begins on Tuesday till Wednesday the 24th. Qualifying round number 2 then begins. So they're giving us that's funny. I wonder if they're only opening up. No, I guess we're playing all 18 holes, but they're giving us 2 days to play the 18, and if we don't get it done, then we have another 2 days to play the 18 from Thursday and Friday, giving golfers another chance to qualify for the final round begins Saturday, 17th, and then Sunday the 18th. So we have 2 days. We have 2 different qualification rounds. Got to get it done in one of those. So I'm probably not going to qualify until the Thursday and Friday stuff, and I'll just go out there and practice on the other days. We'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, leave a comment, do all that good stuff, and I will see you on the next one. Stay safe and have fun. Thanks for watching, my friends.